as impressive as it looks, blah, blah,
No,
blah. But, like, you
they're
still have to
liars.
lab it.
They're haters.
Yeah, they are haters because you still have to lab it. And we got Jukain out here being the GOAT and picking Daisy. Best
Daisy
girl, by
guy?
the way. Yeah,
I'm a Peach
yep,
girl.
Yep, yeah. No. I mean, I could walk in every day and just be wrong constantly, like you are, for not being a Daisy girl. But, you know, I'm not here to make fun of people, all right?
Okay, so my favorite Pokemon, Min from PokemonMasterNick.
That's what I'm saying! You can never judge it off of the damn tag! You will have Smash players will literally be like, Mario fan, 1992, 69, 420, and that's their whole tag. And
then the main Kazuya.
Yeah. Like, go away, I hate you. God. But instead, we got Jukain out here going up against PokemonMasterNick. Daisy, a character I feel like can actually do some solid meta work against a character who people thought was going to be the meta for a relatively long time in Min. And the reason I say that, as you could probably imagine, Emma, is because of float. No other characters can float and just fly above the arms, you know?
Exactly. I think float is going to be the game changer here for Daisy. It seems like Min's going to be really good at covering a lot of horizontal space, but if you're able to use that float and kind of come in at a diagonal, it's going to be a lot harder to cover that just because of like the limit that Min's arms have. She can only throw out the 2 arms, and if you're able to kind of weave in between those, Daisy just gets so much damage when she's able to get in. And I think that just like, especially the downer at the ledge too, if you're trying to get back on stage as Min, it's going to be so hard to contest against.
For sure. Those buttons are just super duper positive, and then once you land them, the Daisy gets all sorts of crazy damage combos, and the ledge trapping on the part of Jukain, second to none right here, my friends. Yeah, you know, Min can't technically reflect those turn-ups, but you can't exactly do them off the level when you're at disadvantage. That up smash takes quite a bit of frames at the end of the day, and that's, speaking of that, we got the, big one right there, and the electroshock one. Forgive me, I did not get the terminology right, but you know what I mean. A lot of lag on the electro one instead. Knocking right back in. That is not going to be positive against a character like Daisy. And a huge combo starter forward air, that's going to do it right there. You really got to watch your buttons when you're fighting in the beef with Daisy.
And just being able to have that aerial, like, very quickly as well, using the float cancels and everything, is going to be super hard to deal with. She doesn't have, like, a great grounded whiff cover option, but just the fact that she can float and forward air you right in your face is going to be really hard to deal with as Min. You have like up smash, which is like a good get off me option, but it doesn't really seem like it's coming into play too much here, just because Daisy's able to use her movement to just float away from you and not be able to take that punish.
Yeah, and it's looking like we're mostly rocking with the Ram this time around. Much faster option to be able to just contest with Daisy. Deal with her in the neutral way better as well, considering the fact that it does rotate once you land it. As you can see right here, that's going to be a much better tool than the Megawatt for sure, at the very least at low percents. Especially if you're up close against Daisy, you cannot be pressing those kind of buttons against her block for sure. This character will back air, nair out of shield, all sorts of stuff with that crazy booty bump. And now we're just hanging back at the perfect mid-range Jukain, not committing too hard to necessarily anything, as he absolutely does not have to. Slowly mixing his way back into the corner, and even when no buttons are pressed, he's just very slowly forcing PokemonMasterNick back into the corner and back at disadvantage. But the back throw, gonna cause a reversal right here, and this is what I'm talking about. You see that float? What does Min do about that when you're in disadvantage?
Yeah, no, that's what I was just thinking, in that... Yeah, that nair's gonna take it. We saw like a situation earlier on the right ledge where Min had a ledge trap set up, and that's where she gets like so much mileage, is just being able to hit you off stage or hit you for trying to recover. But he literally just like double jumped and floated back onto the stage, and there's nothing that Min can do about that other than try to cover the landing. So the entire like ledge situation is completely negated because Daisy just chooses not to interact, doesn't have to deal with it, and then you lose your opportunity to take that stock. Usually a lot of the time we're seeing like early stocks taken from Min off stage because of that, but like she just disengages. She's like, nah, I'm good, I'm just gonna go back to the platform. And I don't think that there's an option for you as Min to deal with that, except for like maybe grab a turnip that she throws at you earlier and try to throw it up or something, but like nothing super practical that you could even do to try to hit her there.
Literally said, you're toxic. I'm not dealing with that. Honestly.
She is kind of toxic.
I mean, yeah.
Why is she hitting you from across the stage?
That's what I'm saying. Daisy can recognize that. You know, she's been around the block. You know, she knows toxicity when she sees it, and she's absolutely not dealing with that. You know, Peach wouldn't do the same thing either. Girls are goated right now.
True.
Speaking of goated, so is that ledge trapping. Already up to 83%, I should say. And with turnip in hand, seeing what aerials we're going to be able to whip out instead. Trying to throw up to avoid the arms after tossing that in. Nothing doing, says PokemonMasterNick. Getting a cute little two-piece right there with the double up air. But we are rocking... Oh, Never mind, we're good. I thought that Stitch Face was going to do something nutty, but the invulnerability of the ledge coming in clutch.
Yeah, if you're just able to use that float, just being able to time things is going to be super easy too. You just wait for the arms to be gone and then time your back air or your nair to get the punish instead. And it's working out super well here for Jukain. Ooh, okay, love that. Tries to go for the ledge trump situation there, but not going to work out. And PokemonMasterNick going to lose his stock there off stage. Okay, just playing super patient on the platforms here too, waiting for our time to strike. Ooh.
Yeah, the Daisy Bomber is deceptively long as well. Like, as soon as you think, like, yeah, I did it. I spot dodged that move, you find out that the hitbox is actually active for a few more frames than you would have thought. And then once you're out of that spot dodge, you still wind up getting hit by it. Definitely a scary move to deal with on top of half the time even being safe on block as well, so... Even in the beef, it's pretty scary to deal with Daisy in the mid-range, so it's like I feel like if Min Min doesn't necessarily have the long-range advantage in this matchup and Daisy's just playing super-duper safe, once Daisy's actually in and up close, as well as even just dealing with her in the neutral because of float, I feel like if the Min Min player does not know how to hold neutral properly and actually keep the Daisy in disadvantage, I feel like this is going to actually be a pretty tricky matchup.
With getting off of the ledge here, I feel like a lot of the time PokemonMasterNick's choosing his option immediately, and it just gives Jukain time to react and figure out like what he needs to get for the punish. But even if he picks immediately, like so many of these float aerials are so fast that it's just he's able to cover so much space, which is typically something that you would think of Min Min instead. But Daisy at the ledge is just terrifying. Yeah, able to use this float here. Okay, chooses to go for like a more safe option and shielding rather than trying to attack him for getting onto the stage, but even again, just back air, sending back off stage. This is so hard to deal with as Min Min.
Yeah, and we're on a smaller stage too, which I feel like is kind of an interesting pick. Excuse me, by PokemonMasterNick. Not even just because of the potentially smaller blast zones, but more so than that, because I feel like having less room to necessarily keep your distance from Daisy might not be the wisest pick. I feel like Pokemon Stadium, you actually have at least a little more room to just keep Daisy at bay necessarily. Now it's smaller, and she can still kind of just float camp you and just find her way in as well. But as I say that, mayhaps the height of the platforms is doing some pretty good work against Daisy right here as well. Already tacking on the 90% I should say, with mostly edge guards and megawatt hits, as we got PokemonMasterNick trying very hard to try to squeeze something in, but Jukain just slowing the pace of the match down, playing nice and slow, and there's that deceptive Daisy Bomber hitbox, by the way. PokemonMasterNick thought they were safe there. Absolutely nothing doing. What's the edge guard, Emma?
Yeah, okay, able to make it back, but I like how we turned around the second arm there, catching, going towards center stage instead, rather than throwing out both arms, facing the ledge. Ooh, tries to get the read on the roll in there with the up smash, but not able to find it. PokemonMasterNick just playing super in shield here at the ledge, trying to find his way back onto center stage. Okay, this can be scary. Tries to, like, go higher up there to try to catch the high recovery from Jukain that we've been seeing so often, but not able to find it. Ooh. Okay, sour spot on that back air, not gonna take it. Oh yeah. Okay, you're still in this if you're PokemonMasterNick. You just have to get really good advantage state and just not let him get in. But yeah, able to find that back air, gonna kill off stage.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate. Like, that matchup just seems really hard, especially too, I noticed with the umbrella of Daisy's recovery, like it clanked with one of the hitboxes of the arms. And it didn't do anything. Like, she just still got back to the ledge. Whereas, like, a lot of the time, that's where you're gonna see those early stocks taken by Min Min. So it's like, you can't hit her for going to the ledge. You can't hit her because she's floating above the ledge. How do you kill her? You have to, like, only look for, like, an up smash or a stray hitbox. That's so hard.
I was gonna say, that's the neat part. You don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Daisy just confines that long-range game, plays it nice and slow to be able to just force her way in. Well, those buttons when you're up close are positive, as well as even the grab out of the corner. You saw PokemonMasterNick in one stock actually try to get the grab, but the booty bump of the back air was just way too fast for that. Speaking of the booty bump, there's that cute little wink saying you're going to the blast zone, you are done, back down to the loser's bracket. It's even faster than grab. You know, so, the character can't even press a button out of the corner, like you said, you know, like, as much as we talk about, like, you know, Min Min being the super meta-relevant threat, I feel like people oftentimes forget about Peach and Daisy because of how seldomly seen that character is nowadays, or not even seldomly seen, but just, you know, a character that was sort of believed to be, like, early meta, you know what I'm saying? And now is sort of making a little bit more of a resurgence because of the hard work of players like Mudace, among others, but, yeah, that's Jukain going above PokemonMasterNick as seeded as we advance further on into this bracket. Man, I'm having a good time. You're having a good time.
Yeah.
I'm having a good time.